Hello. I'm tired, but you know what? What else is new? I still ended up waking around 10 o'clock anyways. I did get to hang out with the guys for a bit. I did get to watch all the madness though. And yeah, that's neither here nor there. We're playing Ace Attorney. I have massive headache though. I desire I was about to say, where the hell's my Excedrin? But yeah, I don't remember. Like, I remember a little bit, but I am like 100% sure that we have passed the point of me playing this as a Let's Play before. So while I have played this game before, and I finished it before, I have not replayed this portion, so we're basically going in semi-blind now. This is not gonna be a good time. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh god, oh. Okay. It's time for the Ace Attorney. I could just hit continue, right? Neat. The last thing I remember was we're talking about the doors. Yep. Oh crap. Leaving these on me myself in the behind. Yeah, so unlike with case 3, I actually think I have to question the jury. Sorry. Fold it, you say? Fold what? No. What I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of tea. That's my daily route, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question? Well, I was picking out books, and thereafter all afternoon it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily route, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake in there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had. Wait, hang on. I'm just gonna... I was about to say, do you not have a map for me? Your books. Okay. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and dunked my head. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute, let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road? That's right, I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add the information to your form of— wait, does that even make a goddamn difference? Hold on. Doesn't that give... doesn't that give more of a reason that our defendant wouldn't have been from, or went from, Calabash Road? He had no choice but to go north? No. Hi, Shibu. How you doing? Sorry. Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. It sends a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsube's guilt. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective. I agree. It's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Though at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something. We must use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo. Cunningly. Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again, carefully. If any of their assertions are at odds, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other. I'll hold back. Pit them all against each other. Should we really be saying that? Oh shit.
Hold it!
Can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from your books. Oh yes, like you drew on the map, you mean? What was that? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes. Why is this all true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim that he did. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Roadway, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. A reason why Soseki might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. Your reason... So this would be the opposite. This would basically say, no, we're not going this way, so it's not. Whatever's the matter, young man? You're the wife of Mr. Geardev, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume's room? The master's wife? Where did you get your idea, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand? He's keeping up with the charade? This is gonna be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you've been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean. Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodgings in your master's house, doesn't he? Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now. And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this? Oh my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort. What? Spending all his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache. The man never speaks! And don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Why a bomb? Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm. Nothing more. Oh, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She's said enough damning things already.
Hold it!
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of the year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left and right, etc. You're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dusk till dawn, it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was. What? Another coincidence? That's right. Meersham Street it was. Meersham Street? On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point? What's the point in that? Can't we just get this business over with now? Please, sir. It's important. Fine. I'll do it then. Okay, so... this would go against what you were saying.
Objection!
Those 2 statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, Counsel. Explain yourself. Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. Huh? What? I just wanted to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3? Oh, me, sir? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map in the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know that there was work being carried out on Meersham Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home would not have taken him along Meersham Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course! What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? He must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, huh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, right? You see now that he had no choice! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may. Yes? I don't think in all good consciousness that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so that we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Look at my little 30 FPS PNG fire. What about you, sir? Eh? Who, me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful. Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least, and strengthen our position somewhat. Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely. Yes, that's exactly what we gotta do. Zeeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal. Aye, Von Zeeks. Thank you, counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. Oh, wait, hang on. I want to go grab something. I'll be right back. Do not change your mind, sir. Killer headache. It hurts every time I walk. I promise you, sleeping does not help it. Only time will. was just thinking maybe I can try to clean up while we do this, little by little. What you?
Hold it!
You're right that the time. You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly, that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit. But let's not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking a woman. Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds? I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could have possibly have committed this awful crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple. Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you are too kind, my lord. That went well, for her. Okay, so the last one is foreplay? Foul play? I don't fucking remember your name, sir.
Hold it!
Excuse me, but... Oh, fair play! Aren't you... Yes, that's right, I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started sicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. Sorry? I think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and the young hatter pegged as criminals. Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. Now, there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock... Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. Wait, I'm a little confused.
Hold it!
I'm a little confused. That wasn't around 5 o'clock, you say? Same time as the victim was attacked. I don't know anything about the girl who was stabbed, but my dinner's on the table at the same time every day. And for the record, could you please identify the precise location of your fall? Goodness, it was eons ago. I'm not sure I can remember. It was 3 days ago. Try judging your memory. Please. I'm about to sneeze. Just fucking kill me, please. Let's see, it was especially slippery around... Ah, yes, I remember now. It was on the corner here. What happened to you then? Were you alright? Well, you don't get too many people down Calabash Road, you see. So there was no one around where I fell. No one was around when I knocked myself out. I just realized he's wearing a green jacket. No one was around when I came to again, and no one about when I sneezed. So I picked myself up and went back to my neat, nice, warm house where my grandchild was waiting for me. Sad and lonely picture of you paint, sir. You're fortunate not to have frozen to death. Yes, how lucky that he wasn't most seriously injured. True, It sounds like it was very near another hospital mission, or worse. Ah yes, one more thing. You were wearing the same green overcoat the day in question? Absolutely, it's the only coat I have. It took until this morning to dry out properly. Good thing too, or I had nothing to wear here. So count your blessings, I say. Oh. I suppose we should. Gentleman certainly had a close shave there. Changed 2 of the jurors' minds, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, just 2 more to go. Deliver a fishy blow now! It's time to turn the tables here! I wish I knew how to do this out the takedown. I suppose words will have to suffice for now. So it'll be this.
Objection!
Stu's statements clearly show a flaw in the jurors' reasonings. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2? Juror number 6? My, whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Believable. It sounded like I was loud or anything. Hang on. I think my computer's still on. Are you still on? Oh shit. It is still on. Hang on. Go on, you off. Oh wait. There's at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he has been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot. But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey. That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Why is my monitor doing this? Not that. Thank you. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, we are well aware of all this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection!
Can we really be sure of that, madam? My, whatever you mean. I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. Same afternoon, there was someone else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over the icy streets of the neighborhood. Oh my. My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That's entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that. My goodness me. Sorry, you need a pee? And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. If that's true, then clearly, the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. You idiot old man! If you haven't been so daft as to roaming around there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago. And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat? What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days, Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? It's a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it? My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but... You'd like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you. And I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well? He's so angry. Well, the summation examination is concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The A's, 2. No. The I's, 2. The no's, 4. So the no's have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Are you about to throw your chalice? No, you're gonna break it. Could it seem careless of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Von Zeeks? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credit these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet, we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Huh? Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone! Everything I said is the truth. Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you have excavated, sir. That's right. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it. Now, my learned Nepalese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represent? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue now. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Eh? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? Eh? I wouldn't dream of it! What a waste of time! No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turned any gentlefolk back to where they came. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Is that true? Is it? The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Crushed in a single sentence. And, old man... Old man? You can talk! You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nepalese behind you? Oh, I can't say as I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw. But I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Poor Naruhodo. He is trying his hardest right now. Order! Order! Lord Von Zeeks, explain yourself! Lord? If you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreigner student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I want him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so rarely swayed. My hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is Now over. What are you talking about? My lord. The prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses! Its next witnesses? Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? You've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. Alright, no matter who Von Zieks brings to the stand as its witnesses, and no matter what they say, I'll believe in Saseki-san. I know he's innocent. I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle's over. Hardness hard. Oh, I didn't realize his helmet, like, little thing was in his mouth. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Constable royally beat, sir. Nothing to report on the streets, sir. Aw. And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia is my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young hero's wife. So I'm pretty sure when Scarlet Study did the fan translation, their first names were reversed. So I honestly don't know who's who anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know who's who anymore. But I thought I'd point that out. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we have not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard of that before, actually. Indeed, apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, and check the meters that are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights. There are a number of items on the list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago. It goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. But London Bobby is a man of honor. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction. And they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir. Isn't it, Royally? Or Rolly? Constable Royally Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. What a great witness he's going to be. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir. And there it goes. Bye. It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man on the dock. Rolly and I saw him both as clear as day. Is it just her that's testifying? Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identify Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you've established in the summation examination will be quashed. It's death It's death because that alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate chancy. On your wedding anniversary too. Oh, I know! But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of a man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was without a doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of those witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Except that the man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking. Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please. Yes, my lord. Okay, so wait. Wedding anniversary Merlin's taken out for a meal. There's no time to change after work. No time to change after work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Mrs. Beat? Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply. Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you? I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling? What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were headed back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Oh no, Rolly. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. Kindly adhere to the point. You're going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct? That's right, sir. Yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. The police is my life, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my queen, my city and my queen to the end. What's that now? My warrant card, sir. Proof that I'm a London Gopper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all policemen on sworn duty. Patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that I have a soda right here in my hand. I know that plodding on my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secured. So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Why am I making him sound like a goddamn soldier? Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh, Pat. Oh, Raleigh. Look at them. Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold. If a little over the top, perhaps. And then, kindly describe what happened next. Oh, wait, did I not get that? Oh, I guess I didn't get it as evidence.
Hold it!
2 silhouettes? That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up our road in the opposite direction. There was a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in the print, and likely Mr. Natsume. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at the time there's nobody else nearby? Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are street lights on Briar Road, you see. There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling? I just noticed they have matching scarves. That's adorable. Hmm? What? Ah, yes, that's right. Of course, there was a light fog on the ground. Briar Road is dead straight, and you can see a fair long way down the pavement. And then there's a street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians. Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you've just said? Yes, sir. As a copper who spends all day, every day, keeping watch on the streets, I'd swear to it, sir. I'm as sure as my love for Patricia is true. Look at them. Look at the stars in their eye. They're still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened. It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run. Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly. Thank you. I believe we have a reasonable, clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed? Why do I not have an idea of what's going on? I really don't remember this part. I'm gonna be real. Blurp. Scattered something? What do you mean by that? Oh well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then, when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? What? Ah, yes, that's right. It was some old books. See, old books. Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them, all around where the victim laid on the pavement. Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print. Which actually, I don't think I can actually view that photographic print and see what books they are exactly. That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Hold it!
Oh wait, that was the fucking woman. I got them mixed up again. Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. But we saw him! It was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the taunt mouth, the snub nose, everything. Any more insults you want to throw in? That's right! He looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying intense eyes! And then suddenly he threw his books onto the pavement and ran away! I see. This is tough. You seem as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue. Yes, sir! Yes! Yes.
Hold it!
Box. Was it your husband who went to fetch help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling? What? Ah, yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point. But a Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obligated to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box. Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box? Depending on a crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia to wait to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it. I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There was nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know. And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens. Oh, please, you're making us blush, isn't he, darling? Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir. Let's move on, shall we? And this is the last one.
Hold it!
Surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you? Oh! Oh no! We absolutely could! Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know. Right. The light from the street lamps was more than enough! And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Yes, and what of the fog? We're famous forever across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course. Oh, it is! It is! When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Yes, alright, I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about? The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was the little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling? Huh? What? Ah, yes. It was the accused and no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub nose. This is unmistakable. As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was the Seki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they say they saw. Mr. Natsume ran away from the scene on Briar Road that day. Yes, I feel the same. So if that's true, where does it leave us? The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no! Then what do we do? If Kazuma-sama were here? What are you trying to say? I think you would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony. What do you mean, somewhere else? Your statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Only that the question won't help. But if you can identify some other part of the testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the juror doubt if the pair's memories of the day is accurate. Oh, right. But simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in those statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Why do I always seem to be so up against it? Oh. Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... This is so cute! It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, out with it. What? No. Oh, no, it's really not that at all. My husband's a policeman, right? Remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything, like... Oh, I know! What about the books that the man dropped? I could tell you the names of every single one, I could. Every single one! And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is! That will do, Miss B. No, it won't do at all! That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't you think for a minute that Rolly will? I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please, put your husband's fist down. Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat. Might that appease you? Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling? The 4 books. The 4 books! Excuse me? The 4 books?
Objection.
So, you're saying that there were 4 books? That's right. I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it yearnings, a meal for someone, and a thingummy something. I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. There's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no, what? What flaw? Simply that at the scene of the crime, there are only 3 books, not 4. What? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see, there are only 3 books. But no, that can't be! I saw them. Oh, I know what it is. Yes, you can't fool me. Sorry? It's that big old lump of a dead body. The lady's so large her corpse is blocking the view of the 4th book, that's all. Let's at least try to remember that the poor woman isn't dead, even if we are insulting her size. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But Mr. Natsume could not have possibly dropped the 4 books you described. Why not? Fascinating. And from your assured tone, something you can readily substantiate with evidence, I presume. Ah, evidence. Counsel, you will present evidence to substantiate your claim or withdraw it. That should be the receipt.
Take that!
The evidence is right here, in the form of this bookshop receipt. From your books. Yes, this receipt details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed. No! Therefore, Mr. Natsume would have only dropped 3 books at the scene of the crime. Which means that your powers of observation, madam, can't be relied upon. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! No! Poor Patricia. It's plainly evident. That is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair? It sees right through me. But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Well, let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect. You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection!
But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Quite right, only 3 can be seen in that print. Print? You mean to say... Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand. I don't believe this. It's the 4th book. You will observe. The 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No. No! Order! Order! There! You see? You see? Look at that! Look, look, look! Yes. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling? Yes, sir! Patricia's always right, sir! Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beats, the titles once again, if you please. Oh yes, of course, the picture of Monsieur somebody or other. Picture of Monsieur Lecotte? What's it, yearnings? Canterbury yearning. A meal for someone. A meal for Gaboria. What? As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book's titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beats' power of recollection can only be described as exceptional. Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment! Yes, sir! Flawless, sir! Patricia is flawless! But, there are only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book is that of which is shown on the photographic print. I'm sorry, counsel, but that does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim. Victim was holding her own book. I wonder, what became of that 4th book? Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers of Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. You will submit that and the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel. My pleasure, my lord. We got a second picture. We got the book. I will investigate the book immediately. Give me that book. Give me that book, Von Zeeks! The prosecution rests. No, the prosecution is just gonna sit there and look at this book. Can't find anything. Oh, what, excuse me? Ah, there we go. Oh, look at this! The book has been badly burned. Right. You'd never be able to read it in that state, especially not the latter pages. What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me? It's on fire. Hang on. I've been trying to open this trash bag for like however long that freaking testimony ran, and none of them would give me a break. We're doing it right now. I just want to try and clean while I am doing silly dumb voices. Okay, is that all this book has? I think that's all this book has. I have nothing further to add. What? You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer route to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I? You see, everything we said is true! Isn't that right, my darling? Yes, Pat! Marry me, Pat! So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court waste any more time on this Nepalese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make it all too apparent already? You have heard all of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precarious position. I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke, think. What do you do now? So the thing is, I can't really discredit what's all that's being said. like I should raise an objection. The problem is I don't have evidence. What if we wait and see? I should just keep quiet now and see what happens. Well, it appears the defense has no objection at this juncture, in which case... Mr. Naruto, was I not clear? The case for the defense is in great danger. Yes, I realize that, which is why I decided to let the sweat drip from my trembling brow in silence. You are so right. Sorry. If I don't say anything now, it'll be all over. It won't end well for us. I can't let that happen.
Hold it!
No! Wait, the defense?
Objection!
Defense will have to wait. Because that sapless hesitation cannot go unpunished. Isn't your derisive finger-pointing punishment enough? No, my learned friend. It's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but... I can't think of what to say! If I may, Lord Von Zeeks. It seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. Oh! I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. Mr. Naruto! One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madam. Go ahead, Mrs. Zato, please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have you all overlooked in this matter that you will see fit to pursue further? Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. Indeed. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you? Mr. Naruto, what do you think? It's just possible, but that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask about the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is why. So we must take this opportunity examining the new present evidence as thoroughly as possible. Yes, I understand, and thank you, Mrs. Zato. That's it. Zato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Von Zeeks is pissed. Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto have been overlooked.
Take that!
The evidence in question is what we can see here from this newly presented photographic print of this crime scene. Fourth book, found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afford you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear? Oh, yes, my lord. It's Naruto. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence. which means you may very well be on the right track. Yes, I think you might be right. So, Counsel? Precisely where is this vital clue to this case, which the fourth book conceals? I don't know. It could perchance be the fact that it's on fire.
Got it!
I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question. The back? What are you? Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp! So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing. Oh, their scarves are attached! It's... It's just one... They have one long scarf and they have it around their necks! Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nepalese friend? Or as you can see to the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there's nothing to discuss. Oh shit. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? Charred book. There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance certainty, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer then, Counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry tome has suffered? Owner. My lord, the book on the burnt on the back of the book reveals a startling truth. About the book's owner. I beg your pardon? But we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell on the floor. After all, it's obviously hers. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, defense has very credible answers. Good gracious, how could you possibly? Very well. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the juries may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Counsel, defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book? It's Male Strongheart. No, it's not. Where the hell is he? Hello.
Take that!
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who owns the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. The landlords. Whether there is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fated at work, I don't know, but... Of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen of the jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Miss Garadeb herself. Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Miss Garadeb's wife. I'm his maid. Things would be so much easier if he would just drop the pretense. All right then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Miss Garadeb's house? I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused's landlady, you say? You implicate this hardworking member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's house. Good lord! What sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord. Yeah, the fire. Little fireplace. Oh! I didn't know he actually specified the name of the book. The Lion's Pride. By Jove, the very same title that's the subject of this debate. Oh dear me.
Objection!
This is risible. And all you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in the fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Miss Garrett was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mrs. Garrett even amid the flames. Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly? Absolutely not, sir! My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir! Hello? These finally got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. My wife started hurling things at me. Start throwing things in the middle of a fire. The man had his back up against the window, and he had burning books thrown at him. Good gracious! Are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. And there is no report of Garrett window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no signs of broken glass when we visited the Garrett household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and not even remotely? Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrett's wife? I believe it's a possibility, my lord. That's quite enough. Oh. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you really are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward. Really? Claiming that our little tiff set the whole neighbor alight, honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name. No, I assure you that was never my intention. Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. She tried to smack the laborer. I should box your ears, that's what I should. It's utterly unforgivable. Too right? Here we go. How long have we sat here now, listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache, and he ran away from the scene too. I do declare you're right. It's true. Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me. Sorry, what's that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Von Zeeks? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been very unnecessary protracted proceedings. But then one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. No, wait! The mystery of the fourth book still has been... Oh, the boot! If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time. That must be really uncomfortable, Von Zeeks. What, no forgive the discourtesy this time? In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! Guilty!
Thank you for that unambiguous response and me dropping everything under the sun. Hang on. I'm just dropping things left and right, don't mind me. That's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up! Mrs. Otto? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting. Of course, defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their mind. You have one more chance. My lord, defense asks to exercise its right for a summation examination. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve? I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. It's no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Oh, we're at a breaking point. Neat. Save. I've considered the defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury. Oh shit. And I've determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial rights to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman. We are, my lord. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime. Okay, so what do you guys want? The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his. If there was some novel, alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Even if the woman was storing books, it can't be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it? Dearie me, it was only a little book. Hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit. Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago, gave me the sneezes. Yes. Considerable more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course. My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover, no one else was even at the scene to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way. That means, I'm afraid, that during this summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts. How? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here? Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman, and how? Those 2 details are all you need to provide. Someone give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted. And there I was thinking this might be hard. But Mr. Naruhodo, you have to do it! Otherwise this really will be where the trial ends. No pressure then. That's quite enough preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel. Oh, yes, my lord. All right, reading this game. Focus your mind now. Clearly, the key to summation examination is going to be turn number 4, the maid. Or should I say Mrs. Gardepp? You have a book that disappeared from the Gardepp's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far. Whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye on Miss Gardepp and how she reacts. Even to the things other people say. Do I have to pay attention to? I love how the witnesses are in the background, by the way. Let me take a break for like 5 minutes. And then we'll reconvene for the summation examination. So I will be right back. I'm trying to grab things. I'll be right back. dog's trying to raid me while I'm taking a break. Zora, feed the kids, Zora. They're hungry, Zora. I am not feeding anyone. Take them back. I don't want them, Pika. Thank you for the raid. I don't want them. You have to take them back. It's your turn. It's your weekend. Feed them. Feed them now. No, I refuse. All the Kool-Aid jammers are for me and me only. I've already eaten all the peeps. I know. They're not mine. Feed us. Shut the fuck up, Shibu. You've been here. You don't count. I've just had them for 4 hours. This is yours now. Goodbye. God damn it, Pika. How was your stream? I'm not feeding you. I don't even have anything to feed you guys. Oh my god. This headache won't go away, by the way, but I don't want to stop playing. I'm at a crossroads. I need someone to save me, please. Minecraft with 1.2k advanced. 1200 advancement? What do you mean by 1200 advancements? Huh? I was about to say those aren't achievements. I don't know a lot about Minecraft, but those are definitely not achievements at least. Right? I should try to play some more I should try to play Minecraft proper. I've not played Minecraft proper, and the last time I played it, the guy had a mod server. I was trying to make a box house that had an aquarium on the outside so that my little axolotls can freely swim around in a spiral. And I may have like just Matt was having none of it because I've essentially sealed off the axolotls from ever like interacting with anyone. So he got on my case being like, how fucking dare you basically make like a goldfish tank area so that they never escape? What is wrong with you? And I'm like, I mean, it looked cute and they could swim around instead of being trapped in the box. Did you want me to trap them in the box? I remember the adjustment. Listen, Chibu, I can't design houses where shit. You know this. It was still better than my traditional box house. You have to admit that. You have to admit that, right? 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 Chibu, buddy. No idea what you mean, motherfucker. Give me like 5 more minutes because I'm just trying to clean up my desk while I'm dealing with this headache. Woo! That's it, get out all. Thanks for taking the kids. Have a good stream. I'm not taking the kids. You were just abandoning them. I will be calling streaming child protective service. Actually, would we even call them children? I'm not even sure if we call them children. Either way, your ass will be cancer. Non-consensual taken then. Abandonment! Abandonment! You've been abandoned by Pika. I'm so sorry, y'all. You don't deserve this. No one deserves this. But yeah, go get your food. Have a good day. I will momentarily be fighting 6 jurors in a second. Momentarily. I want this headache to go away. Please let the headache go away. My desk is a rightful mess. And I promise you, it's not gonna be as clean as I'm hoping it for it to be. Eh. Oh, please don't fall. Please don't fall. If you're just gonna give me a really bad time, for the love of Christ, do not fall. Oh, actually, no, I don't have to. Me. Eh. I should turn on a little bit of the AC. I don't want to have to keep on flip-flopping it if it's just gonna get cold again. That's what I'm worried about. Also, I need to move these stickers. I got these stickers out from somewhere and I put away somewhere. Okay, give me like 2 more seconds. Put this. Oh, Jesus. It's in the sleeve. I'm actually supposed to get a package today, and I'm a little surprised it has not arrived yet. Should I be concerned? That is the question of the day. Oh shit, please don't. Oh, I beg you. And then I was gonna open one of these. I'm not kidding when I was talking about the fruit jammers, by the way. Ugh. I got 2 of them behind me, and I'm going to drink one and see if that'll make me feel better. It helps keep me awake, sorta. So I'm hoping it gets rid of this headache. Okay, it kind of helped. All right. Where is my auto screen? There it is.
Hold it!
But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not? With flames of love, I'll have you know. There is no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb. Well, he brought it upon himself as playing with fire to betray fiery love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree? Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Miss Garrett. Never you mind that. The point is we were just having a job, a little dispute, nothing more. Oh, the poor guy next door. And I won't have any more of the suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with the crime. Right, well, we'll see about that. What about the juror number 5? He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Miss Garrett's relentless onslaughts. It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he has.
Hold it!
You just wanted to get this over with? How can you sit there and say something like that? I mean, his future's at stake here. Well, him and me both then, like I said before. What? I told you already, I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning. What? You heard me. My missus isn't the one to mess about, you know. She can be fierce, believe you me. Another shiny example of marital bliss, then. Situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, you know, it's funny, but I can't seem to quite remember that. Sorry? It was too frightening. That's the thing. I must have blocked it out. Helpful. I wonder if Mr. Beat will ever be dragged into the Thames by his scarf. Don't even go there, Mrs. Otto. There must be some way to jog his memory about this. Okay, so what about...
Hold it!
But what about the possibility that the window was open? What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been. How can you be so sure? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. As London is like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see? But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you? It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it. Then what's the point in even having windows, huh? Counsel, you will kindly refrain from the childish bickering. Oh, sorry. Somehow I need to show that there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Guess this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Oh my god, there's like 3 people who won't budge. Got to see how's the trial coming along. I don't know, something feels off. I actually feel like I'm, there is a specific section of this trial that I remember happening regarding Royally and Patricia. And I'm wondering if they removed it or if I'm thinking ahead. I don't know, but we're about to find out. Oh wait, I'll just talk to the old man.
Hold it!
Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case? Sorry? What's that? You'll have to speak up, lad. Could you tell us more about that fire? It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It has 75 candles on top, it did! That's a fucking fire hazard. You put candles on a cake? What, was it some kind of devil worship? Of course not, it was an angel cake! To celebrate my birthday, obviously. It seems that a common custom here in Great Britain. It seems like it's a common custom in... Anyway, I mustered all my puff to blow them out. Only I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke. Definitely sounded like devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold. But how did he catch a cold from a fire? What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it. The windows. The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil's dancing on my grave, it did. I got a terrible cold from it. They put me in hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry. I knew it was devil worship all along. But something about that old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason. We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street. As well as how he or she could have done it. Yes, but once again, the jurors' statements are full of personal prejudice. A lot of them seem convinced that they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary. I think you're gonna need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation. Yes. I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions, just a connection that might do the trick. Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go in for a strike. That's the spirit! Oh, please not make that fall. That would be bad.
Objection!
There. These two juror statements clearly contradict one another. They do? How exactly, counsel? Don't point at me again! I told you it wasn't me! Hmm? What's that you say? Speak up, lad! Speak up! Jumble. Juror number 3, do you see? Oh, me? See what, sir? You hear juror number 6 account on his birthday celebrations last year? It seems, despite being in London, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh. Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Gerdev household. And Mr. Gerdev had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh my.
Oh my hat! Hi!
Excuse me!
Juror number 4! Do you have something to say about that? Mrs. Gardev! Oh, dearie me! What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your household that day, did you or your husband open the window? What? I beg your pardon, what are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. And what if he did? Oh, all right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continue to give him a justly deserved book battering. Even though your house was on fire. Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Of course. I should have realized. That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruto. You've managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Miss Garredev's formal statement.
Objection.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I'm sorry, but as foreman of the jury, I have to object. That's completely nonsense. What? I'm a banker, don't forget. An educated man, and there's no contradiction as far as I can see. Quite so, Mr. Foreman. I will not permit a whimsical attack against the good members of the jury council. There was nothing whimsical about it. Yes, I understand, Susato.
Hold it!
I was kind of hoping he'd remember. Like, honestly, I was hoping he'd remember.
Hold it!
So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean? Oh my, such a light on your face. But I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I'm a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman. That's great. If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say? And not all that extreme. As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelming strong testimony. So despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say? Overwhelmingly. But us modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know. So I'd only be too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one. I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could. Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern, metropolitan young lady. Right. How do you admit the rational there?
Hold it!
But as we now know, there were 4 books, not 3. Well, what difference does it make? There's every possibility that the 4th book, in fact, belongs to the defendant's landlord. Yes, that's the part I have a problem with. Sorry? Well, at the point that the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, you know, said. That's not exactly how I put it now. Well, anyway, the point is that the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened. That's what you call a strong alibi. So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves Nipponese fellow. Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver is about. It's a done deal, isn't it? I suppose it is, since I've nothing witty left to say.
Hold it!
The fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garadeb told us he has been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. The day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he's been reading? I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset? Because I couldn't, you insolent little man, I didn't remember! At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on as well as you know. I really don't. I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it. Oh! Yeah, look at you! Hello. Hello. Pursue.
Excuse me.
What is it, journal number 5? You know something? I remember what it was! The memory that I blocked out. I like how he goes into a muscle man flex when spooked. I mean, if you're threatened, you gotta look intimidating. You gotta flex out the muscles. Listening to what this granny was saying brought it all flooding back. Who are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Miss Garadeb or the maid, I'll have you know. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time. It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work like that. I put my hands in my pocket for the wages I've earned that day and nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear, what a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me, it did. About an inch deep. No words, just terror. I could smell it then, you know, that god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it? I'll never use the word lightly again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When a woman loses their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it. Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. No, I wasn't thinking that at all. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor. Using a bow or the like. What? Attack? Who are you gonna attack? Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I could think. Alright, we'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare.
Objection!
These two. Those two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection. Good grief, you mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once! Juror number 2. Do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, whatever do you mean? An alternative example as to how the victim was stabbed in the back. What are you talking about? We've demonstrated the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garadeb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Gyaradev household to the street below. Eh? What's that now? After all, Mrs. Gyaradev could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4? What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole? I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of the book came to light, perhaps she had a feeling this might be what happened. Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the household, but what? What was it? I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't had any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain, at the very least, this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Gyarados household to the scene of the crime was...
Take that!
Juror number 4, Miss Gyarados. What now? I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before? Good lord, Counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's back, man! My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Gyarados were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Gyarados was hurling anything she could at her husband, who has been backing up against a wall. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, and through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. You can't seriously believe that! The book was found in the victim's grasp! Are you saying that it flew out the window and across the street? To land neatly in her hand? Huh. Even my missus hasn't gotten an aim like that. Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't understand. That's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now. Oh my. Mrs. Gyarados, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not? I need this box closed. 3. Cute. Oh, yep, she definitely recognizes it. Oh god, she passed out. Miss Gyarados? My lord! I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word, after all. Thank you, madam. Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions. Mr. Foreman! I'd have to agree. Not that I think that the granny did it, mind. Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either. All together now, ladies and gents. Bonk. La bonk. La bonk. We did it. Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo. So, as a result of the defense's summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided, and this trial will continue. Now then, Lord Von Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed? He's gonna be so mad. This trial is rapidly descending into a farce. He's gonna throw the chalice. No. Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough. There he goes. But what follows is so repugnant, it's good for nothing saves the gutter. If I may, Lord Von Zeeks, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond, but let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourselves better with the relative positions of those places being discussed. What do you mean by that? It's ankle this time. It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Gerardov household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance from the Gerardov household to the scene is yes, 15 yards. Let me see, 15 yards, it's around 14 meters. 15 meters? Oh, that's a little farther than I imagined. And, as you ladies and gents of the jury rightfully noted as having portentous significance, the fourth book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, a smoldering book, wantonly hurled by the lady of the house, traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? And did the jackknife fall in your identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots. There's nothing I can say to that. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Mrs. Zato! Serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he? Maybe let's pick out our battles here. My lord, might I be allowed to speak? As judicial assistants, you may speak for the defense, yes. Go ahead. Prosecution may consider the idea of fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thorough as possible. Does that end? Oh? Sweetheart? Juror number 4, Miss Joanne Gerardov, must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination. Saints alive! A cross-examination of a juror? Order! 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 Well, this is highly irregular. It is unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to a witness stand.
Objection!
No, the bottle! And unnecessary. Lord Von Zeeks? There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth to it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. And we must assume that they would be able to testify accordingly. What say you, witnesses? Yes, sir! Constable Roy Beat, reporting for duty, sir! Well, good morning, officer. Sorry for dozing until now, sir! I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir! Oh, they are so heroic, these London bobbies. Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more. Oh, Rolly, my hero! You make me swoon! Swoon has a very different definition in my head after Deltarune, yo. Very well, I hereby reject the defense's request. Oh. And order the witnesses to the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events. Yes, sir! 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 God damn it. I want to play the Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton game. Cause there was just a lady delivery lady who just went, Sir! It's grand all time. I'll play that eventually. At some point, man. But I also need to play for Professor Layton. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. See, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garrett household are top hinge casements. Obviously, if anything has been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Raleigh was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I didn't take my eyes off the crime for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Damn, you know what? If I had just remembered that Professor Layton existed yesterday, I probably could have played that instead of fucking Xenoblade. Are you fucking kidding me? I might try to play tonight if we do an stream tonight. Oh shit! Hold on, Judge. What did he say? Hold on. Top hinge casement windows. That detail was not in the police report, Constable. Ah, yes. Sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy. You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable. No, sir! Sorry, but... What exactly is a top hinge casement window? And you? You cannot excuse your ignorance of such trite remarks, my learned friend. Of course. Sorry. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Gyarados' room. Alright, I'll try. So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But as it is a top hinge casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see. I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is that it stays. A metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount. It prevents opening? It's all new to me. Absolutely correct, sir! In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown out the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below. No. You see the problem then? Good. Your education in the window is complete. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane has been shattered, something we discovered already. That can't be! Did you see that, Rolly? The young Japanese man just collapsed in agony. Oh yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me. Oh, Rolly, you're so strong. How is this happening? I haven't even started a cross-examination yet, and already my argument's been destroyed. Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination. My lord. Oh good. Not a desperate situation. Yes, her book is very much pure magic. Pure magic at its finest degree. Also, yes, it did not remove the part I was thinking about, because I was trying to figure out if I was gonna talk to these witnesses again. What do people want from me? Why are people talking to me? Or rather, why are notifications yelling at me? That's a better question. sorry. I'm still trying to clean up my desk, which means I'm trying to sort these cards into little baggies. And also tying up, these are not zip ties, these are... What do you call these things? Like, so... When you go to the grocery store and there are things tied by these little paper ties, what are they called again? Like, they're not zip ties, right? Zip ties is the little, like, the little actual zipper zip tie that you use in, like, computer stuff. I don't fucking know, yo. I don't know anything. I do know it is kind of warm here. Let me drink another hammer. Because now my throat hurts. Please. Please. Unrelated. Wouldn't you think it'd be like stupid hot inside of a courtroom? Just a thought. Okay. Whew. That's fine.
Hold it!
Yes. You said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right? That's right. That's right, yes. If I had been on Royalty's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course. Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat. So Roly told me to wait. Only I sorta got a little lost in the way. Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. What the fuck, yo? Oh, please. So I suppose I was gone for around 15 minutes. But like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sa.
Hold it!
Nothing to report. That's correct, sa. I had my eyes wide open the entire time, never looked away for a second, as I do not wish to remove the Elgato screen, sa. Sorry, I dropped my Kool-Aid jammer onto my keyboard. Apparently, was enough force to hit the delete key. That was almost bad. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear to that on the yard's honor, sa. Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sa. Not strange, sa. Seems altogether regular to me. A burnt copy of the Lion's Pride was originally in the Garadep's household. The question remains, how did it find its way into the hands of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happens to be burnt as well? Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from its photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived on the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how that knife ended up in her back and how that book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. I'm so sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. I had no right to speak out. What do you mean? I requested the cross-examination of Mr. Garrett without consulting you. Even if the judge did deny me, Oh, I see. Well, I agree with you. We do need testimony from Mr. Gyaradev if we're ever gonna get to the truth of this matter. You really think so? Well, think about it. No matter how far it is across the road or how that window opens, Mr. Gyaradev's book found its way to the scene of the crime somehow. Didn't it? You're right! And then there was Mr. Gyaradev's reaction to showing her the knife. The woman's hiding something. I'm sure of it. You're right again! Need to use this cross-examination to cover more clues. We'll get to the bottom of this one way or another. I swear. London Bobby is good to his word. How can you say that for certain? Very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the notable founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. He's shown us that before, didn't he? Did he? I can't say I remember. Patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about. And that is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes admittedly. Stop! I just realized the heat's turned on, but it's like 70 degrees. I should probably turn that off. Stream hiccup, or was it just me? Please tell me my stream's not dying. Don't say this to me. I'll be a really sad child if that's the case. Don't do this to me. How dare you do this to me? Oh, Rolly, you're so manly. Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Why are you two like this? Why are you the way that you are? No, none of this is what that means. I meant, how can I say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. or Mrs. Gyaradev? Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir. Well, yes, so could you answer the question? It's a waste of time, then. Absolutely, sir. I will answer it to the fullest of my abilities, sir. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Gyaradev domestic dispute can't be related to this case. Before I get to that, sir, just one thing. One thing? Yes? I'd very much like you and all of your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. Are you gonna tell us everything about Scotland Yard? I hope you'll take back some tales of us London Bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. Or you give me the book. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I only just arrived here. So, to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant copy for your perusal. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through without shedding a few tears. Thank you. I'll try. Okay, give me. This will strive to preserve the peace within its allocated beat. A patrolling officer expected to walk 20 miles. Any items fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on this beat, the police must assist with initial investigations, help detective. Hang on, I'm gonna go turn off that heat. Holy shit, I don't know why it's actually triggering. Oh shoot. Nope. That's my shirt. Call on the microphone. Don't do that. Ah! We're fine. But yeah, no. I don't know why the heat was triggered. I know I had to turn up the heat a little bit harder than usual last time because it was freezing. But I didn't think the heat would still be running. And it's like 70 degrees right now outside. Okay. So...
Hold it!
By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct? Yes, stop! Oh, shit. They're just there to allow a little bit of air through the house, you see? So they're restricted as to how much they open. And therefore, anything thrown out the window from the inside of the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Here is the location where the objects would have fallen. Yes. Directly opposite to the scene of the crime, on the other side of the rather wide road. Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top hinge casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Gyardev's house is furnished with? Ah, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday. Oh. Did ya? That's not what I meant to hit.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Do you have something to add, Mrs. Beat? Sorry? You looked, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that? Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky. What do you mean? Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Royalty's Beat. It was so close, you see. Oh, I hadn't realized. Oh yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Royalty Beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love? Constable Beat! Oh, yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Gyardev household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see, sir. That really was cutting it close then. Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Gyardev household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well? Outside Mr. Gyardev's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat. I see. I was unaware of that. Just think, if the woman had been attacked on the other side of the Briar Road, we would have never been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby after all. Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners. You know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all of his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling? That must be it, my Pat, my love. That must be it. I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately. Now it's my turn, I think. So how? Oh. Can I ask you something, please, Mr. Lawyer, sir? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? I'm a little scared. You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell. What? I wasn't really, I mean, what is she doing? Please. Just because I'm a woman, doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am. I really don't remember ever stressing that down to you. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you? Yes, Mrs. Beat. I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage. That was a very loud mutter. I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Raleigh won't. Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder? I know what I saw, my eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, so...
Hold it!
Mrs. Beat, nobody's questioning what you told us. I saw it! I did! That evening I saw it clearly! That little Easter man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene! I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky! All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction? Oh yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I've always ended up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Raleigh. He gets ever so cross.
Excuse me.
Constable Beat, is there a problem? Huh? Huh? No, sir. No problem, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well... In a way, sir. Yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way? On the night of the incident? Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone for a good 15. Oh, Raleigh, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. Okay? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about? Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Raleigh's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and halfpennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds. Yes, how romantic. I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling? Oh, yes. But that was just between us. Not talking about anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Really? Oh. What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing. You have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please. Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to. And there goes my other jammers. Now I really want to play with Layton. I really want to play Layton, but I don't want to add in our fucking game. Y'all, what do I do? I just want to perish. That's what I want to do.
Hold it!
You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime? Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Raleigh gave me. It was in a dark spot where the street lights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first. And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on? Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all. In case you need reminding, Miss Beat, the victim is not deceased. I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling out from the other side of the road. Your husband, presumably? That's right, silly me. I've gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how it got there, I really can't. The bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed. Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. The beautiful rose Raleigh bought me. With that change from the gutter you spent so long collecting. By bouquet, you perhaps mean a sorry solitary rose? Oh, yes, that's it! That's the bouquet Raleigh bought me for our anniversary! With old bits of change you found in the gutter. Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Monzeeks, where did you come by this flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garadep household. In front of the Garadep's house? Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it laid where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare. Oh, thank you, sir, thank you! Could I have it back now, please? No, I think for good measure this rose should be added to the court record as evidence. Oh. Can I investigate it? It's a symbol of our love. Look at this poor thing. It's so pretty. A very stylish paper the flower is wrapped in, isn't it? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. I see. Something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Ah, Susato-san, you do love your cakes. Look at this pretty rose. I'm pretty sure there's something. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back. Good grief. Rest assured I'll do my very best not to forget, Mrs. Beat. Fuck. Oh, hang on, we might have a problem here. So here's the problem. I don't know which one of these statements is supposed to present evidence.
Hold it!
Hurries. Yes, what? Okay.
Objection!
Oh! You claim, Constable Beat, there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. That cannot be. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, okay, you had dropped that the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meander bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, No doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belonged. Beaker?
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to that fact? No one else approaches the scene, and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. The bouquet belonged to me! It had nothing to do with the case! That's why Rowley didn't mention it, I'm sure! No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about. More than one thing in this case is seriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Beside Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrett's book. Mr. Garrett's copy of The Lion Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. Yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meaning, according to the testimony we heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime, on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house. There's no logical explanation for those things. Unless someone deliberately moved them. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering about the books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh good, Mrs. Garrett's come round. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrett, but deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. The person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Tampering? You've barely heard the term before. Else, my learned friend, who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Is there someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening? All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? Hello, Rory Beat.
Take that!
Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beat. It was you! What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense. Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No, Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London. Beat? You said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to the nearby police box and fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone has to tamper with it. You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about that Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection!
That was true. Constable Beat would have seen him do it. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant has fled the scene. Well...
Objection!
First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. You claim the crime scene was tampered with. There's only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right, he's right! But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all! So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense! You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. The key to this entire affair. Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery? Counsel, you've made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you're mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering. Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What? Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Bar Road. We saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone else didn't know that. Certainly what everyone has been led to believe, but in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What? What? I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, counsel. If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Take that!
But that's on the opposite side of the road. I don't understand. The evening in question, Mr. Gerard's book fell directly down from the open window. And your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself! Good gracious!
Objection!
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place. That's right, I saw it with my own eyes! It was 5 o'clock in the evening, already dark. There was a typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road. No, that's not true! It can't have been! Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print, the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary. The constable overlooked one thing. What? What did he overlook? Okay, I presume. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Von Zeke said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it laid where the street light lamps cast no light. Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously, which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Royally Beat. Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I hadn't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? Oh, Rolly. It isn't true, is it? What that lawyer said is all lies, is it? I know it is because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know! I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed. Only, it seems, it wasn't a dream at all. Good golly! Order! What on earth is the meaning of all this? Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like that? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it? Wishing the victim dead should be one too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respectable member of the Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town. I can't say. It's what? I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation, for everything. I have a possible explanation. For why on the particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. Yet, Lord Von Zeeks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the sterling truth of the matter thus far. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please. Yes, my lord. Now then, I think you better show us some evidence. At once, my lord. England, Japan. It makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a very good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions? Book.
Take that!
Why is it called a card, though? I realize I'm a foreigner in this land, and I've only just arrived from Japan, which is why all of this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keep the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that this young Bobby is in charge with a great deal to do each day, I'm certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? On account of this bouquet, my lord. Oh yes! It was our very first wedding anniversary! Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford a simple gift for his wife. I was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal. When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon the crime along Briar Road. When he saw that the shadowy figure through the fog collapsed on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind? But sir, just on that one, yeah, you wanted to hang out with your wife. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives. Ah! Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said, it's alright. So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh. Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat. Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done? It was the first time since I became a copper that I've ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. Gotta report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then, it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. Bobby, thank you for the 37 months. Your Honor, I've subscribed again. This is the wrong time to do that, sir. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations to help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight? Of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so... I told Pat she had to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. It's the next beat to mine, Pat. So you have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right around Meerschaum Street and then... Oh! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Constable. I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Raleigh. It's that one night. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside of your jurisdiction. It's across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls into the neighboring beat's care. You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see. I beg your pardon? Oh, of course he did! Otherwise my Raleigh would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement! Ah, I see your meaning now. God got me back for my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. Oh no, Raleigh! That was all my fault! I should have never dropped in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Raleigh! And can you tell us, Constable? How many books did you move from one side of the road to the other, in total? Hmm? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, definitely 4. 3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsumi, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. How you found it? What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There was only the 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happened. However, which way you look at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who've done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it. My lord. Yes, Lord Von Zeeks? I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw. Yes, sir! Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will become of my Raleigh? What will happen with him? For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late. Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired. All right then, my love. One last thing, Constable. Sir? Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you. Yes, sir. Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime. Never again, sir? You mean to say... Leave. Now. This trial is not over yet. Sir! I almost damn near cried when I saw him cry, yo! I was not okay. Whoa, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Never thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that. Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could have possibly committed this crime.
Objection!
No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there's someone else. Blah, 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 blah. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back. Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe that the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already. Or Von Zeeks, this is true. Very well. Name the person, if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing. You will name this other person who could have perpetrated the crime. Your two contenders being the army dude and the brothers later. It's Lord Von Zeeks! He's the one who did it. Where the hell is...
Take that!
The defense would once again like to request a cross-examination of a new witness, my lord. Once again? My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Miss Joanne Gerdeb. Me? Me? Oh, dearie me.
Objection!
That request has already been denied.
Objection!
But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Gerdeb, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Gerdeb. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited. And to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looked out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. From striking the pane of the open-top hinge casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the crime, or the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Gerdeb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back. Have you really never laid eyes on it before? I don't recall it. Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I pick up and threw at my husband? I love her cheek fizzes jiggle. And anyway, the man over there in the man over there in all that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out. But that's just a common or garden knife. It couldn't have come from it could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know? What's that? You joking? What are you saying? Please, Mrs. Gerda. Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now. Chop chop. Do your worst. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Then take the stand, juror. The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine the woman. Thank you, Lord Von Zeeks. I'm going to have to testify? Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not have been aware of. Oh, dearie me. So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garadeb. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. We're gonna find the truth. It's such a strange feeling. First time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. Witness, state your name and occupation. Oh, yes, my name is John Garadeb. And I'm, well, I'm a juror and such like. It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a household wife or a maid or what anymore. This court has decided your testimony is recorded in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam? Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth. Oh, dearie me. Chin up, Joannie. Nothing to worry about now. Aww! Hey, his face is healed. Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. Can we get him a chair, please? Wasn't only you in the room that day old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you? But what about your knee, dear? Look at her face! Oh, this is so cute! Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone. Oh, John. I presume you're Mr. John Garadeb? Yes, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th... Oh, shit. Northumberland Fuliser, sir. Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were. The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? Ah, well, yes. Wait. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events of your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once! Oh, so yeah, so the part that I was trying to figure out if it actually happened or not, if it got removed, was, Rolly moving the crime scene like that. I don't know why I thought it was supposed to happen earlier, but I thought it was supposed to happen earlier. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out, though, and got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Plenty of knives around in our place. Can't say I've noticed if one or two went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back room was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening. Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we would have been toasted. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware on every battlefield. You're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment. Are we still talking about marital quarrel here? Well, I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. Excuse me. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer any more than that they have testified already. This may be a dead end. Zeeks may well be right. Well, whatever the chances are, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, I'm afraid so. Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination. This is gonna be a bad time. Recall the reason. Knocked over candlesticks, set fire to carpet. The window open. Wait, you.
Hold it!
Even though the room was on fire? As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than to flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. That is most certainly not true of what she's out to take down, Mr. Naruhodo. How did she know I was thinking that? So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge. A napkin.
Excuse me.
You have something to add, sir? Mr. Garadeb! Don't shoot! Ah, sorry. I beg your pardon? Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. The barrage of projectiles that the old thing launched in my direction was something more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed direct hit with every bally. Ah! Good grief, woman, we're not at home right now. This is a court of law. Oh, dearie me. Ever so sorry, dear. What's she even doing with a teapot here? Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously. I'll take a look at this then. How do you suppose this happened, Your pipe, sir? I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. And when I went to pick it up, went to pick up the thing, it was broken in two. I like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. See, your pipe was broken. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage this thing up for now. You are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? I wonder what we should make of this account. Important. The defense believed Mr. Garrett's remark just now to be of great significance.
Objection!
Shut your face. This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes, as well as hearts, may be broken. She's like a bulldog. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to formal testimony. Indeed, common sense, one might say. Might one? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir? Well, I don't see why not. The tip of the knife! Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady. Very well. The court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Oh no, it's fine. Thanks, this is Atsusan, we have some new evidence to work with. You examine it carefully. Well, thank you for that, rebuttal, Mr. Garrett. Now, if you could return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? I forgot! The tip of the knife was broken! The tip of the knife was broken. Okay, inside. Aha! Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there. Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think. Let's turn over and give it a shake. What's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. Tip of a blade? Surely it couldn't be. Okay.
Objection!
Here you go! Mr. Garrett, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? I can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. Can't? Used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course. That was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days, I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest. Oh, he does. Dearie me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word. You must day very dusty. Oh, you must be very busy. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal. Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did this defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how it got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? I am. What? When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case?
Take
Yoink.
that!
It's the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there's a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. And what of this particular knife? No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Objection!
No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. Good grief, Lord Von Zeeks? I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. Good golly gosh! Order, order, order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle? Von Zeeks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is, when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. It's when she threw the knife. She didn't realize she threw the knife, but she threw the knife at the pipe. Oh! Oh no! Oh, dearie me. During the argument between those two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrett flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrett, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time. It caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord! Yes, and that is when this tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1! And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window to the Garrett's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back of the street below. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh no! She's...
Objection!
The back of Mr. Garrett is... his robe's burnt on the backside. And Joanne is so short that she has to use a crate to stand in court. A full-body theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plus we arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. Sorry? But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see, the leg is spoilt by an insurmountable inconsistency. An insurmountable... What? Lord Von Zeeks, explain yourself! What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back. Yes, in her... Oh! Oh, there comes the mark again. That's right, you silly little man. Oh, and there it goes again. Now, Joanne, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that had struck her had fallen from above, there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back. Order! Order! Quite right, you see? That's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of her head! Well, lost for words, look! I knew it. I never liked this theory in the first place. I don't know, though. What really did happen? It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder. If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history. So close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. Or in other words, we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand. Mrs. Zato! You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all. And your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then the way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there. It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponi's friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
Objection.
Inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes. The knife fell on the victim from above. There's no way they could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you implying? Counsel? There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. You already have the answer. Goodness! Utter madness! Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. The last inconsistency. Final piece of the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is... Where the hell's the book?
Take that!
This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence that the defense will present. Burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garadev's book? Yes. And to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all know now, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so, as part of his wholesome transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true, however. As part of his testimony, Constable B made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. He already said the victim was holding the book. He already said that. That's how he found it, and he made sure to transplant it correctly. Oh shit. In other words, the victim had already picked up the book of her own volition. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she had been doing much of anything. The question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By Jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh, dearie me. We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Gyarados household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. Book I threw. Yes, Mrs. Gyarados. And what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose you might have reached down. Oh, she looks so cute with that hat. Pick the book up. Yes, that's exactly what the woman, in fact, did. She picked up the book. Oh heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, whilst the woman was still bent over picking up the book, next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. At the same time, walking by chance directly behind Mrs. Green, defendant Mr. Saseki Natsume. Well, I never! It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling from her from above. From the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. But there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Gyarados, the very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wonder if perhaps it might have been something like that. There, old bean. Or Mrs. Gyarados. Oh! Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well. John dear? It's alright. I know. I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry! Oh, no! Oh my god. He's trying so hard. Oh, bye. Lord Von Zieks, what news of Mrs. Gyarados? She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There is some good news, however, my lord. I just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we never once met her. Wonderful. The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news. Oh, Mr. Saseki Natsume. Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again, in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead. Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed, too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor Saseki-san. His imagination really has gotten the better of him. Yes, poor man. Oh, when it happened, I thought that the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have gone for help! For a doctor! For the police! Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Von Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both. Oh! Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion. I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old beam while she's out of action, you know? But I know what her decision would be. I mean, I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work. Well, it's about time. I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
I still find it really weird that the labor has the most proper voice of a man in this game. Not guilty. Very well. Mr. Saseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty! My fucking third stab, by the way. Fireworks. Also, setting off fireworks inside of a building, a wooden building, no less, is extremely dangerous. Do not do it. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord, sir. You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. Oh, yes, sir, of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in the courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. This is also always a really weird case because we never really talk to Natsume after the during the trial. But then again, we didn't do that for Megundal, but Megundal is kind of a different situation. Wait. McKilled it! Fucking! I did it again. I called him by the fans translated name. Fucking hell, that thing is ingrained in my goddamn head. He's Megundal. I don't fucking care what anyone says. Oh, Locum. Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another Locum here? Is there even one? Compared to the original Locum seated Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with us using my actual name? Oh, at last! I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilation! Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah! Oh, I am pleased, and Mr. Natsume is delighted. Would it be so hard just to say it that then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, 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 not that! Lovely, loyal, Locum lawyer! Yes? I mean, as I said before, I've just never got used to the life here in Great Britain. Every time I looked over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering bricks buildings. And from higher up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback. Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But today, you Locum lawyer gave me my gloom to the boot. Stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare to the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roofs, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!" Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. Oh, shit. Hi. Hi. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you. I see I'm here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say. The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. It just finished. What? No! Then my haste was in vain. Ah! It's you! Herlock Sholmes! Oh, have we met, sir? This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. This is all your fault, Herlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Has she been taken to the hospital more urgently? I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. You're but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. I do feel very bad about how I behaved. Well, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Ah, priceless. Oh, I am so sorry, really, but that was quite priceless. Poor Saseki-san. Still, On the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty. There is no bright side. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume? Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits, and now by the Reaper! Lord Von Seeks. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're if you're found guilty, you're still doomed! It will be alright, Mr. Natsume. The Reaper appears trying to make trouble. I will protect you. Don't use me! With a perfectly executed Susato takedown. Hi. Much as I like being churned on my head, a bit of a warning might be nice next time, Mrs. Zato. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experience to your friends back in Japan? Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon. It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I have visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to patrol halfway around the world as to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse. That's not it at all! The more I learn about literature, the more the strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Saseki-san. Would be an interesting read. And what about Mrs. Zato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? What about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we finally found our feet. And? You are accommodating in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right. We need to find lodgings before bankrupts us. I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted. Well then, you could take up my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? But what it lacks in the windows, it more than makes up for with a floor, ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit. Oh my, an evil spirit? Oh yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an invaluable wake-up call. We'll think about it, if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer you a more welcoming alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me? Really? Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of. Oh, this is simply wonderful! What an honor to be invited to take in lodgings in the Great Detective's office's attic! I'm too overcome for words. Well, suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. Iris will be preparing a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes! Wonderful! Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long. Somebody's happy. Locum, I knew you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're gonna have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But locum, we shall meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. And so, with Saseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street. Welcome to the attic! Welcome to the attic! Are those onions? No, seriously, are those onions? So this is actually quite a big attic. It's to be our new office, yes! Office? I rather like the sound of that. Me too! It's simply wonderful, isn't it? I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step, but I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Herlock! Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, thank you so much. Oh wait, that was fucking Naruhodo that mentioned it. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We'll have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Salad. Splendid. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered a dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry? London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunities, prosperity, and mirth. The brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London. By the way, it wasn't until this scene that I realized Herlock had a pink shirt beneath his jacket. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. I'm so excited. I have one more chapter left, and then I'm free of adventure. I finally got a goddamn medal because I finally finished chapter 4. I am so close. I'm pretty sure I only have one chapter. Then I can go play Ocarina or the Oracle games again. And then I can come back and actually fucking play Greatest Attorney 2. The one game I haven't played. Okay. I don't know why. I have been nonstop thinking that I want to play Layton. So my throat hurts a lot. Give me like 2 hours and we'll see if I can try to set up Professor Layton. Because the problem is I don't have any of the 3 games. I literally do not have the original games in, I don't have any of the 3 games. The first 3 games. I have the last 3 games, but not the first 3 games. But I should be able to put it on my phone. The issue is there are notifications going off my phone, and I need to figure out how to turn that off, but I also need to figure out how I can hook up my phone to my OBS, because I've not really done that because I never had a need to, because I don't play games on my phone. Well, I don't play meaningful games on my phone. So, like, give me like 2-ish hours, maybe 3. We might come back at 9 or 10. And I want to see if I can bring up Professor Layton, which means there's going to be a lot more talking. So if my throat is not up to snuff, we might do a different stream instead. But I really want to do it. It also helps me see if I can do Professor Wright versus Professor Layton at a later time. But yeah, we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna see if I can set that up. Worst case, we play something else that doesn't require as much talking. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in a little bit. Maybe. I hope. I really hope. I swear to God, I better not lie again. And, yeah, I'ma see if this is not gonna be a bitch of a fit to set up. Bye.